Hello, my name is Dorothy Brooks. I am a CTE business teacher at the Bellringer High School, and the project that I picked for this assignment was um, exceptionality. And the content of this lesson is to ensure that our students that take my class understand the meaning of exceptionality and why we shouldn't segregate students that have a learning disability or people who are in a wheelchair. I don't want my students to think that because that student have a learning disability, they shouldn't be in a regular class. I want my students to understand the meaning of learning disability, and it just don't mean that that person is slow. My audience, I use my class as my audience. I use my sixth period class because in that class I have ninth grade and 10th grade mixed together. And it's a total of 24 students in that class. And I'll have 12 special ed students in that class. And amongst the 12 special ed students, I have 3 students that's very shy, and it's very hard for them to understand the lesson. And they're not really good with typing and doing computer work. And I have students also in that class, regular ed students, that think that those students should have regular classes. So in this lesson, you will hear me talk about how many students were shocked on some of the things that they have learned in this lesson. So in my lesson plan, I put together things together with my class, and we went over this lesson. This is starting my lesson plan, exceptionality. Miss Brooks is me, and then I use my business class. I use this because is together everyone achieves more, and let the students, when they see this, they'll know that it's just not for them. All students should have the same education as the next person should, and they should learn how learning. Students should be able to learn and have good education. No one should be left behind. This is my lesson plan. My lesson overview shows in this lesson, students will learn about different types of disability. They will learn different types of learning disability. They will know what it is disability is about. It's not just about kids think when you hear disability is mean you're crazy, but that is not what this is about. Learning objective is students will understand what exceptionality means. They will learn how to collaborate with each other. Students will also learn how a disability person feel as a learning disability person feel when they can't accomplish their work. Students will learn different types of disability. And I did add a Bellringer. Let me move this out the way. The Bellringer right here, you double click, it will open. My standards are listed at the bottom. Explain, define, identify, and summarize. Okay. Then I also add the Bellringer right here. You might can see it and you probably can't. But they had to do what do exceptionality mean, and they had to define different types of exceptionality. Here go our lesson activity. It's a Microsoft Words. I add the link here. If you double click, it will open. And then this is the fun activity that I had them to do to see, do they understand how a person feel to be in a wheelchair and try to do their work, how a person feel to be able to read things, and most of the time they read things backward, and that's a dyslexic person. And so in the activity, I gave them certain things to do. And on this signs or symptoms of a learning disability in kids, they make frequent errors in spelling their words, confused in reading the words. Sometimes the learning process is too slow. They have trouble making words by blending sound. I found this on the internet and I shared it on my lesson plan because it's it kind of blended in with my lesson, and I really did like it. So it's not my work, but I wanted to add this picture because I like what the meaning on it. My lesson assignment activity, what I just showed you on the page before, this was the lesson. Just in case it didn't open, I try to copy and paste some of it. They had to define these words and tell the meaning of them, and then the lesson activity, and put some of it right here just in case it didn't open the way the activity. They had fun doing the activity and they really enjoyed it. I did give them an assessment over exceptionality and different other things, but if you double click here, my assessment will open. It's just a small assessment. It wasn't a whole lot. I just want to see where their mind was and did they understand the lesson, or did they didn't understand it. We still had a good time putting it together, and the kids really enjoyed the activity. They